Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of Mondays Are for the Nerds. I'm your co-host, Jay Wright.
And your other co-host, Tristan Stump.
Thank you for joining us as we recap March's pop culture news. A lot happened.
Yeah, a lot
We
happened.
condensed it.
We definitely condensed it to the things that we think would be interesting to talk about.
Yes.
We realized we started focusing way too much on including everything and not enough on actually discussing the
Yeah.
news. So we sized it down to actually discuss news a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Things that we're interested in, things that other people are interested in. Yep.
You said you don't have small talk.
I don't remember anything off the top of my head. It feels like it's been a while, but also not at the same time.
Well, yeah, because we've
All
seen
of
a lot
March.
of we've seen a lot more of each other this month than we did in February.
Yeah. I don't remember a lot of what happened.
We worked on a secret project for you.
We did, yes. We'll be excited to reveal that whenever it's
Out.
end of April, probably.
End of
whenever
April.
we're going to be done.
Yeah, because you said that.
Yeah. We still got some more stuff to do on it.
But
But I'm excited to talk about that. Very excited
yes,
to bring that up.
I played a new game, new-ish. It came out in like December of last year.
I get to play a game that we get to talk about.
Yeah. It's called Trails in the Sky First Chapter, and it's a remake of a RPG. It's an anime RPG, so it's a JRPG, but it's got the anime art style.
Yeah.
And it's about these two, I say kids, they're like 16, who officially become like guards that are like policemen, basically, that aren't affiliated with any kingdom or anything. They kind of exist separate from all kingdoms to keep peace between. And so they succeed their father, or one's adopted. Like, he's been living with them for 5 years, so he starts to see them as family. And then him and the girl who's related to the person they call dad, they both become. They're like close friends, and I think there's a hint of something more or whatever.
Yeah.
But he gets suddenly called off to a mission like out of their town because of like rumblings of the Imperial Army maybe like breaking their peace treaty or something, so he has to go deal with that. And they're like, oh, it's just rumors, like he'll be back. And then I have a feeling he's not going to come back, and that's going to where the story's really going to start. But I have it's a JRPG for you. I played maybe 10 hours, and
you're only to that part.
I'm only just now getting to the part where I think things are starting to get a little more like, not that things weren't interesting before, because you play you accept missions and you go and you do those like mercenary work basically, and then but now it's like, oh, now they finally have to leave their small town. And I think that I'm right about to that part. I think
things are ramping up.
Yeah. And so I'm liking it. It's good. I do that thing I do with every like RPG like this, where I have the behind the voice actors tab up, because I'm like, okay, what anime have I heard this person from? But yeah, it has some funny parts I've laughed out loud at, which sometimes those RPGs, even if they're trying to be funny, like it usually just like I just go, oh, that's amusing. But I've actually had a couple more where I've actually laughed out loud.
Good.
Like, okay,
Good.
I don't know. That's pretty much. I mean, I played any other game I played has been more like further playing through releases from last month.
Yeah, like I played some more Lego Batman 3.
Yeah,
but open world stuff, and I'm like, I played that last month though.
What have I been playing other than that? Like, well, Under the Island came out, last month, and I've been playing a little more of that, and just kind of going back and forth between different games. And yeah, I don't know. That's just pretty much been my month.
Busy.
Oh, dude, busy.
So
work.
busy.
Work has been so. I mean, you know that because I've been complaining to you about about a lot of stuff. But yeah,
I did. Oh, Sweeney Todd.
Oh yeah.
I saw Sweeney Todd for the first time. I hadn't seen the movie. I also started watching it like a couple years ago, and I'm like, I don't have time for 2.5 hours right now, and I don't know why I started this. So I didn't finish it. I got maybe to like the first song. I'm like, it's done. But I saw Sweeney Todd for the first time, one of a high-end community production, close to where we are, put on Sweeney Todd, and it was so good. I've seen it twice. First time seeing it, loved it. The guy who played Sweeney was legitimately like intimidating. Like, saw him afterwards, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you, but I also want to talk to you because you scared me a little bit. And he's the nicest guy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you intimidate me because you are tall and you have that look. And it's just, wow. Super good. I love Miss Lovett. Have you heard any of the songs?
Yes.
A Little Priest.
Yeah.
A Little Priest. And also Pernelli. I'm like, if I could be anyone on that show, I want to be Pernelli.
Well, you know that Angela Lansbury played.
Yes. Miss Lovett. No, not Miss Lovett. I know she was in it. I'm trying to think of she played the bigger woman.
She played Lovett.
Lovett?
Yeah.
In Broadway?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you meant the movie.
In
I'm
the
like,
original 1979 Broadway production.
Miss Lovett is just, I love her so much. She's my favorite part of that entire show. But it was really good seeing it. The chair didn't work once, so the last time he goes to kill the guy, he tried to put it up and it just fell back down. So he just sits in. You can see the guy just gripping on it, and then he goes in. He's like crawls his way down. So funny. No, I loved it. But that's really all I did, apart from something you'll get into. Should I get into my releases?
I guess so, yeah, because I don't have any other small... oh, wait, hold on. I have been watching... Sam and I have watched... heard it's not the first time, but I've watched Two Broke Girls for the first time recently.
Yes.
I
haven't seen it, but I know I've seen some
beyond
episodes.
Clips
Yeah.
Of on TikTok or whatever. I've never seen full episodes, and I don't know, it's funny.
It's good.
Yeah.
I love it. The episodes I've seen, I'm like, I need to watch the full thing. Would you recommend it?
Yeah,
to me?
I would to you.
It's right
I
up my
think
alley.
it's definitely an acquired taste sitcom.
I feel like Kat Denning in general is just an acquired taste, but I feel like I'd like it, especially Beth Bears.
Yeah.
That because isn't she the ditzy?
Yes.
Kind of like dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's for those who don't know, it's the mom on the Neighborhood.
She's in the. Wow.
Or she's the
wife of Max
of
Greenfield
yeah.
Schmidt from New Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did not know that was her. Wow. I need to watch that. Neighborhood's the other one I want to watch.
Dude,
just because of
Cedric
Max
the
Greenfield.
Entertainer, and dude, it's that show is also very funny.
I've seen the clip of the earthquake where he comes out and he's naked.
Apparently, there's an episode recently that was supposed to be a backdoor pilot for a spinoff because it ended this year. The show ended this year, and not Two Broke Girls, Neighborhood.
The Neighborhood,
and apparently it's supposed to have, and then the spinoff has since been canceled. It's where it's kind of like one of those things where it's like sometimes backdoor pilots aren't explicitly backdoor pilots, but this one was explicitly hey, here's a look at the next thing, and the next thing's not happening,
and it doesn't happen.
But
I hate it when they do that.
Man, I wonder what sitcom that lasts for a long time but barely gets talked about Cedric the Entertainer is going to be on next.
This is what, 6 seasons?
8, I want to say.
The Neighborhood?
Oh, yeah. It lasted 8 seasons.
8.
Yeah. 2018 to now. And then before that, he was on Soul Man?
I think so.
For 4 or 5 years, and then and I guess after that he was in some movies and stuff.
Madagascar.
Or before that he was in movies, but I was going to say, hasn't he just been kind of doing sitcoms for a while? But he's been doing a lot of TV appearances.
Yeah,
because he was on an episode of Two Broke Girls, and then
so is Angela from Smosh.
Yeah,
you sent me that.
That's the thing I sent you. Where I was like, yeah, she has one line.
You're like, look who I found. I'm like, that's Angela.
It's one of those, their cold openings is a lot of the time in the diner that they work at. Yeah. And sometimes it'll be not every episode will have a guest star that's a major character in it. And the show's never some sitcoms, they'll be like, whoa, yeah. They don't do that. So if there's a guest star, they're usually a big character, or they're at the very beginning in the diner as a customer that gets 1 or 2 lines and that's it.
Yeah.
Not that at the time Angela would have been just starting, so it wouldn't have been guest star. But there was an episode where the voice actress for Mrs. Puff was a customer at the beginning for a cold open. And so it's kind of funny to be maybe not guest stars, but enough of an actor for you to be look,
it's a Leo meme. Hey.
Yeah. But.
So talk about a sitcom that is good and has been going on that I always say is going on that no one talks about. You know what I'm about to bring up?
Animal Control?
Animal Control.
Is that still going on?
I think it's in season 5.
I knew it got renewed. Yeah, in February of this year, it got renewed.
And every time it gets renewed, I always send you the message like, I am shocked, but also equally as excited because I love this show so much.
It's airing on Fox.
Yes, it's one that I never thought would get past the season 1 just because they always cancel the good stuff
Yeah.
after one season. Now here it is, 5 seasons strong. And I'm like, wow, this is a shocker. I love it. Watch Cedric the Entertainer show up on that. It's like a recurring
I'm
role.
looking at Fox's programming to see. Sometimes I'll just get
Apart
bored
from
and-
animation.
Yeah, sometimes apart from animation, I'll get bored and be like, okay, so what shows are airing right now? So I'll go to like Fox, NBC,
Yeah.
and all that, and be like, what are their sitcoms right now? I mean, obviously, there's Abbott Elementary and
Abbott
like,
Elementary's good.
but there's not a lot of like sitcoms right now that
Yeah.
are really catching a lot of
Much less 22 episode seasons. And Abbott Elementary is like consistently, apart from the writer's strike year, consistently been like pumping out 22 episode seasons.
So there's Animal Control, and then there's a sitcom that started airing last year,
On Fox?
and it just aired its second season this past couple months, called Going Dutch.
Yes, that's one with Dennis Leary. I want to watch that. I haven't gotten started yet. NBC's got Happy's Place,
Yeah, Happy
which I've seen a
Place.
couple episodes of and I love.
Dude, Happy's Place that's one that I'm.
Reba,
Yeah, it's.
What else
very
do they
good.
got? Oh, St. Dennis Medical
Oh yeah.
on NBC, which I've talked to you about a couple times. I love that. David Allen Greer.
A lot of
so much.
mockumentaries going on right
Yeah.
now, which I mean, I guess that's kind of
Stumble.
something from The Office. That is it bad of me to say that it's something TV hasn't recovered from yet?
I mean,
There's a
it
mockumentary
depends on if you do it
fatigue.
good or not.
It's just for me, I'm kind of fatigued on like
Yeah.
that style. Even if it's not a mockumentary, just that style of like
Yeah.
loose, shaky cam sitcoms where it's like,
Yeah. It was
Come
like,
on, just-
and the talking heads and all that.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
sometimes we could just have a little classic like Happy's Place. That's something I like about Happy's Place. Is it's
Yeah.
a classic.
Yeah.
You
St.
got
Dennis-
your set
St. Dennis
pieces
Medical's
and-
not like that.
No, St. Dennis is a
Mockumentary.
mockumentary.
But then, like, I feel like St. Dennis Medical and like Abbott Elementary do it well because I know some of the talking heads I get to. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm tired of this.
Abbott Elementary and St. Dennis are doing it well.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of anything of the Fallen Rise of Reggie Jenkins. Stumble, I haven't seen that to know if it's doing it well.
But
I'm intrigued by both of them.
yeah. Anyway, I don't know. That's another thing where it's like, what TV have I been watching?
Yeah,
Oh, Shifting
watching?
Gears. Duh. But
yeah. Shifting gears,
Speaking of Kat Dennings,
the two ABC sitcoms.
that seems to be the thing right now. There's only about 2 sitcoms.
And it's always like a
airing.
Wednesday night block or something
Yeah.
like that.
We can get into your releases.
In movies, on Friday, March 6th, The Bride hit theaters in 1930 Chicago. Groundbreaking scientist Dr. Euphronius brings a murdered young woman back to life to be a companion for Frankenstein's monster. What happens next is beyond what either of them could have ever imagined. Quick reaction. Jesse Buckley is good. I like Jesse Buckley. Movie as a whole, you can probably wait. Hoppers, when scientists discover a way to transform human consciousness into robotic animals, Mabel uses the new technology to uncover mysteries of the animal world that are beyond anything she could have ever imagined. This is fantastic. Hoppers was hilarious. We saw it together.
Dude, yeah, we went and watched it as a group. Yeah.
I love it. It's made for me.
It was just it's the guy that created We Bare Bears.
Yes.
And if you ever watched We Bare
Yes.
Bears, earlier on, after a while, that show kind of went into the everything being cutesy, wholesome kind of thing. But
Yeah.
earlier on, there was this like,
You're like, whoa.
oh, okay, they just ruined this guy's life. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right, and
Yeah.
it's kind of
And this, like, you heard the reactions. Once the second act hits, it is off the walls,
Yep.
and it absolutely is, and it's so funny. I can't. My favorite part is one of them is the spider web where she goes, "What is that?" It's an arrow, Ted. Just that, or whenever King, what's his face, Bobby Moynihan, the beaver, he's like, "Look at my wonderful juices," and she's going to go,
they're calming. They're
calming. I love that movie so much. It's my favorite. I thought about it. It is probably my favorite Pixar movie, if not one of my top 3.
It is my
for sure.
It is my first favorite. It is my first favorite in a long time.
Yes. Like Inside Out 2 was good.
Yes.
But it's not one of those where I'm like, I'm gonna, like, because if I'm watching, I like to like laugh and have fun. Inside Out has its moments, but this is just insane, off the walls, crazy. I love it. Genuinely terrifying at sometimes, even. Yeah. Like, Trey took Sadie to see it, and he goes, "I'm like, this might be scary for her." Once that part hits, Anyway, Hoppers, 100% go see Hoppers. One of the two like big movies coming out that are doing really well.
Yeah.
I'm happy about. Protector released. Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man got a limited release in theaters. Amid the chaos of World War II, Tommy Shelby returns from a self-imposed exile to face his most destructive reckoning yet. With the future of his family and country at stake, Shelby must face his demons and choose whether to confront his legacy or burn it to the ground. Friday, March 13th saw Reminders of Him release in theaters. After a perfect outing with her boyfriend, Kenna makes an unbearable mistake that sends her to prison for 7 years. Hoping to rebuild her life after her release, she tries to reunite with her daughter, but her custodial grandparents refuse to let Kenna see her. She soon finds unexpected compassion from a local bar owner, as their secret romance gives Kenna hope for a second chance. Undertone released in theaters, and on Friday, March 20th, The Pout Pout Fish released in theaters. Project Hail Mary released. Science teacher Ryland Grace wakes up on a spaceship with no recollection of who he is or how he got there. As his memory slowly returns, he soon discovers he must solve the riddle behind a mysterious substance that's causing the sun to die out. As details on the mission unravel, he calls on his scientific training and sheer ingenuity, but he may not have to do it alone. I saw this in early screening in IMAX. It is the best movie I've seen so far this year. A very early Oscar contender, obviously. Beautiful film, especially if you see it in IMAX and that scene hits. For people who've watched it, the hunting scene. There's a moment where I was like, this is amazing to watch. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, I love them so much, obviously. And I love Ryan Gosling in it. It is a 10 out of 10. For me. 10 out. Oh no, 9.5. I do have issues with the ending, but it's because there's like 3 different endings, and there's 3 different points where I'm like, this could have ended, but like in a good way. So it's like only a half point demerit, but so good. I love Rocky and I love Ryland Grace so much. Ready or Not 2, Here I Come released. After surviving an all-out attack from the Ladamus family, Grace discovers she's reached the next level of the nightmarish game, and this time with her strange sister Faith by her side. To survive, Grace must keep Faith alive and claim the high seat of the council that controls the world. 4 rival families are also hunting for her for the throne, and whoever wins will rule it all. I saw it. Pretty good. On streaming, Peaky Blinders, Immortal Man released on Netflix that day. Wednesday, March 25th, Pretty Lethal released on Amazon Prime Video. 5 ballerinas find themselves in a fight for their lives when they seek shelter at a mysterious roadside inn that's run by a former ballet prodigy. And on Friday, March 27th, Forbidden Fruits released in theaters. Free Eden employee Apple secretly runs a witchy femme cult in the basement of a mall store after hours. When a new hire challenges their performative sisterhood, the women are forced to face their own poisons or succumb to a bloody fate. She Dances released, and also They Will Kill You released in theaters. On the TV side of things, Sunday, March 1st saw the Marshall series premiere released on CBS. Review from my parents. Love it. DTF St. Louis had a series premiere on HBO. Tuesday, March 3rd saw RJ Decker premiere on ABC. Wednesday, March 4th saw Young Sherlock Season 1 released on Amazon Prime Video. I watched 1 episode of that. It's really good. Thursday, March 5th saw Ted Season 2 released on Peacock. I watched 3 episodes of that. Very good. Vladimir Limited Series released on Netflix. Friday, March 6th saw Outlander Season 8 premiere on Starz. The Dinosaurs docuseries released on Netflix. Rooster had a series premiere on HBO on Sunday, March 8th. Sesame Street Season 56 dropped on Netflix on Monday, March 9th. Scarpetta Season 1 dropped on Amazon Prime Video Wednesday, March 11th. Thursday, March 12th saw Virgin's River Season 7 released on Netflix. Saturday, March 14th saw the first 3 episodes of The Madison. She had a series premiere on Paramount Plus. My parents have watched that. Also good, according to them. Sunday, March 15th, the 90th Academy Awards were on ABC, which I'll get to those later. Friday, March 20th, Jury Duty Season 2 released on Amazon Prime Video, and as did Wonder Pets in the City Season 2, Apple TV. I threw that in there because I love Wonder Pets so much. Saturday Night Live UK had a series premiere on Sky One on Saturday, March 21st. The Comeback Season 3 released on HBO on Sunday, March 22nd. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 premiered on Disney Plus on Tuesday, March 24th, which we'll get to that. And For All Mankind Season 5 premiered on Apple TV on Friday, March 27th. That is all for my releases.
And my releases, and this episode will be dropping on the 29th, 28th,
Yes.
30th. It'll be dropping on the 30th, but I do have releases up to the 31st.
Yeah. I included all of March.
And so, March 3rd, we have the World of Warcraft Midnight Expansion on PC. Esoteric Ebb on PC from Christopher Bodgaard and publisher Raw Fury. It is a single-player CRPG inspired by the freedom of tabletop adventures. Unravel a political conspiracy with your goblin sidekick. Roll dice in tense encounters, become a cleric of legends, or completely ruin the campaign. Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered, released on all major platforms. And Scott Pilgrim EX, released on all major platforms from Tribute Games. Toronto 20XX. The city's been taken over by 3 rival gangs: the robots, the demons, and the vegans. But who's behind this madness? When Scott Pilgrim's bandmates are abducted by shadowy forces, a brand new adventure begins. That is the newest beat 'em up in the Scott Pilgrim franchise thing.
Yeah.
Looks good. I haven't
caught
played it
me
yet.
off guard.
Apparently, a character that was cut from the original comic book was put into the game.
Yeah.
There was a character who was in the final arc or something that she just got completely cut from the story, and then obviously didn't show up in anything else, and so she shows up as a shopkeeper or something in the new game. So
That's cool.
It's kind of a cool little tidbit. March 5th, Desynced, released on PC. Nevergrave, The Witch and the Curse, released on PC and PlayStation. Planet of Lana 2, Children of the Leaf, on all major platforms. And Pokopia, released on Switch 2 from Omega Force and Game Freak. Play as a Ditto and build a new life with Pokemon from the ground up. With help from your Pokemon friends, rebuild a desolate world into a charming utopia one step at a time. Apparently, the lore is very sad.
Isn't that the one where he finds his...
Yeah, the Ditto takes this weird human form after seeing a picture of the trainer, and it's kind of implied that the trainer is no longer there.
Yeah.
And apparently, as you play the game, you find notes and transmissions and stuff, and you discover where the humans are.
I love that.
And so apparently it's a pretty bittersweet game, but in this wholesome city building farming package with a Pokemon, it's kind of one of the. It seems interesting. That game has been so popular. It has actually, I think, gotten some. It most likely has gotten some Switches sold.
Nice.
And it is. Also, I'm having trouble finding it in stock anywhere. It's kind of if you want to get it digital, because physical is kind of hard.
Yeah.
It's also Nintendo. I say Nintendo because Pokemon's they partially own Pokemon, so they don't have 100% control over how these games are handled with on key card or just a chip. But it is key card, so it is a download that you when you get it physically. It's still a download, and the first to be as close to a first party Nintendo game to do that is where it's ooh, I hope.
Yeah.
There's rumblings. I can't remember if it's confirmation or just rumblings, but Nintendo might be working on ways to manufacture bigger or smaller chips, so that won't be happening so much. There'll be the cheaper option to still have your game completely on card.
Yeah.
Slay the Spire 2 released on PC and Timberborn released on PC. On March 10th, Ghost of Yotei Legends DLC released on PS5. Wild West Legacy released on PC, Xbox, and PS5. And on March 12th, Blood Grounds released on PC. Collector's Cove released on PC, PS5, and Switch. Dung Ho released on PC. Fatal Frame 2 Butterfly Remake on all major platforms. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, released on PC, Xbox, and PS5 from Saber Interactive and Focus Entertainment. Pick a character and team up with 3 friends, cause it's time to save the world. Experience intense FPS action as you obliterate hordes of terrifying monsters. You may not be the best team of mercenaries, but you are a toxic commando. And Solasta 2, released on PC. March 13th, Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection, released on all major platforms from Capcom. The third entry in the Monster Hunter Stories RPG series is here. Twin Rathalos, Born in a Twist of Fate. Monster Hunter Stories is an RPG series set in the Monster Hunter world where you can become a rider, raising and bonding with your favorite monsters. It's Pokemon-ish.
Yeah. That's what I got the videos of on TikTok from it.
WWE 2K26 released on all major platforms. March 17th saw the release of Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor on all major platforms.
Yeah.
March 18th saw Overthrown released on PC, PS5, and Xbox. March 19th saw Death Stranding 2 make its way to PC, and Crimson Desert released on PC, Xbox, and PS5 from Pearl Abyss. Crimson Desert is an open-world action-adventure set on the continent of Pywell. Join Cliff on his journey to rebuild the Greymane faction and save the land from a looming threat. From vast wilderness and cities to ruins of mysterious abyss, forge your path through battles and discovery. Jay has been playing this.
Yes. I haven't gotten far because I'm more of an explorer guy. I love it so much. I love it so far. me being not smart with stuff like this, it's very challenging. But I'm sure if you're like knew how to like that kind of stuff, then you'd be really good at it. But I'm like, I struggle with a lot of it just because I am very much. It's not the usual game I play.
Yeah.
But I am loving it. It is very much. I don't know what the story is going to be, even though I'm like not too far into it. But still, you can kind of tell sometimes. But it's that's what I've heard. It's mostly just it's a world game. It's not focused on the story. And I'm excited. I'm excited to get my dragon.
I've heard mixed things on it. I've heard, like you said, it's awesome. I've heard some people say it's awesome. I've heard some people be like, it's just your average.
Yeah.
Kind of. But when you don't play a whole lot of games like that, you know.
Yeah. That's where I'm like, I'm sure I don't love it as much as Red Dead 2, but also Red Dead 2 is very much a story oriented game, and it's still like controlled. This is
so
like,
I feel like you'd like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But it is definitely not a. Tears of the Kingdom is more story focused.
Yeah.
But the problem with Tears of the Kingdom is that you can find the story out of order.
Yeah. That'd make me mad.
But it's in such a way where I have a little bit of problem with it, but it's also, I can see it's written in such a way, and the story moments you find out of order are written in such a way that you're almost supposed to be piecing everything together yourself anyways.
Okay.
It's just that it's
crafting the story.
It's the best way to find it is in chronological order, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Same with Breath of the Wild in a certain way. Breath of the Wild, it's all their flashbacks. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom have unlockable flashbacks that help you form the story. And then the main story missions, you're kind of told you can do it in whatever order, and then they don't really overlap too much to where it's a problem. But the flashbacks you can find out of order. Yeah. And sometimes it's fun to piece that together, and sometimes you're like, I just wish I would have gotten it in the
right order. Yeah. That's kind of like how I am.
But I feel like you'd like those games, but you'd also probably find yourself being a little bit like, come on, where's the story going? But but the thing about, we're talking about a completely different game now, but the thing
it's related.
The thing about those games is those story moments when you do find them though are so good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It is. There are emotional beats, especially in Tears of the Kingdom, where you're like, this whole Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild is all about loss and what you do in the aftermath of loss and accepting, fighting destiny, but also accepting your role. And anyway, I could do a whole
video
essay probably,
Breath of the Wild.
Ones that have been done a million times before, but
not by you. No, it's like I really like to go and have like a playthrough where like I do part of the story, but then a lot of the play sessions are like I need to find ore to upgrade my sword and my shield and chop down some timber and cook stuff to have health rations.
Yeah. A lot of the things I like about games like that though is going into areas you're definitely not supposed to be in yet, and then being like, but then if you're good enough, if you're good enough at being with bare bones to get through areas and like
know how to use all your like skills and moves and all that,
it's definitely rewarding.
Yeah, I ran into that with one mission where it's not a mission I've finished yet because it keeps going back to it, but like you have to like take over this quarry that's been taken over by like goblin people, and it has like a certain percentage that once it goes down to like 0, then you've like reclaimed it. And I got there and I'm like, oh, I found it early on. I'm like, I can probably do this. I cannot. I very much could not. And then I recently go back and I'm like, okay, 10% at a time, I'll like slash and kill and then get back out. But it's fun.
You've watched me play Breath of the Wild enough to know. Because I played through it a little bit. Trent and I like played through a little bit during that 1 week where we all house sat.
Yeah.
And you remember the horse dude, the lion horsemen.
Yeah.
I just remember in Tears of the Kingdom, I was like, I'm not seeing them anywhere. And the first time I found one, because they're all the enemies have gone through a transformation.
Yeah.
The first time I found one, I was like, I'm just gonna
take
turn
care of
around
this
and
yeah.
I'll save you for later. Same with there is a bridge that is very safe in the first game. It's not safe in the second game. And the minute, because it has a little bit of pop in because they have to load in the enemies and stuff. And, the minute like I got close enough for it to spawn, I was like, oh, okay. I'm just gonna pull up a picture, Jay.
Yeah.
Because I know these are games that it'll take you a while to play, so you'll probably be spoiled by the time you ever play them.
Yeah.
But
I was like going to get a bounty in Crimson Desert the other day, and it was like at a part of the map that's like there's a good distance that I have not opened yet, and I'm like I probably shouldn't be after this.
But the first time I'm like walking around like, ooh, this bridge, it was always safe, and that pops up.
Oh no, no.
I'm like, ooh, you know what?
I need to upgrade a little bit.
Yeah,
To get there?
I'm gonna get more arrows.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's a weak spot, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna not deal with that, especially
Yeah.
if it has.
I'll come back to it.
Yeah, and so
I did that. I was riding through this, looking for this dude, and then I go into this camp that has a bunch of goblins, and I'm like, okay, well, I probably shouldn't be here, but I can, run through it. And then I realized it goes on for a bit. I'm like, oh, I just need to ride fast on my horse. I'm just gonna run through, but it's good. It's one that I definitely won't finish for a while, but I'll go back to it after a time. Like I'll play it till 007 comes out.
yeah.
Finish 007, go back to it. It's good. I like it.
On March 26th, A Strange Overlord released on PlayStation, Switch, and PC. Life is Strange Reunion released on PC, PS5, and Xbox from Deck 9 Games and Square Enix. The saga of Max and Chloe and the fate of Kael'dan is yours to decide. Play as Max and Chloe in an all-new story that builds towards an epic climax. The fire will force Max and Chloe to make devastating decisions. Can they find a future together before everything burns? And then Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition Meet Up in Bella Bell Park released on Nintendo Switch 2. More on that later. I haven't got it, so I couldn't tell you personal thoughts. March 27th, Marvel Maximum Collection released on all major platforms, and Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection released on all major platforms. And then March 31st, Super Meat Boy 3D released on all major platforms from Sugarfly and Team Meat and publishers Head Up and G-Cores Publishing. That is Super Meat Boy in 3D. It is not out yet, so definitely not, or as of recording, it's not out yet.
Yeah.
It'll be out tomorrow when you watch it.
Yeah.
And then Little Nemo and the Guardians of Slumberland released on PC from Diesoft. Explore Dream World as the iconic Little Nemo, armed with toys, candy, and stuffed animals in this cute and colorful Metroidvania. Experience NES-era platformer gameplay in a vast nonlinear world that has been hand-animated frame by frame as you unlock new abilities to progress. And I did not get this on my news, so I'm just going to bring up one news thing that I saw. Xbox had like a partner showcase, and I have some of their games like littered in here from like if they were announcements or something that I thought was interesting to talk about. But one thing I did not get written down was that we got a trailer for a game called The Eternal Life of Goldman, which is like this side-scrolling like classic platformer about like an old man who forgot to die is like the tagline of it. That is hand animated, and there was a level intro sequence that was in this trailer that made me, like, as an animation major and the guy who just loves animation in general, be like, holy crap, no wonder this game is taking so long to come
This is so
out.
good. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, and it's since there's a YouTuber right now that's actually getting some like flack from people who don't know like animation terminology. Where he was like, "Did they cheat? Is like how did this get beautiful? It get this beautiful?" And they think they're like he thought they were like no. Cheating is when you do things to achieve something in animation without having to like work.
Yeah.
Like, for example, there's a scene in Luca where he like bites out of the side of his mouth into something, and like he does like it's a 3D movie, but he does that 2D thing of like the mouth taking up the whole side.
Yeah,
and they like warped. They didn't remodel anything new or draw. They warped the model and like pushed the teeth and the tongue back out of the head into the, anyway. It's like freaky from the back, but from the front it anyway. And so that's what they mean, like doing things. Anyway, that's a whole
broke
other
the rules of
there.
animation physics.
But like, I also thought the same thing when I saw that. Was like, did they rotoscope this? Did they like? Is there repeating a pattern? Like, did they what did they do here to make it look this good without it being like super expensive?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was just a news thing that I remembered reading that. But anyway, that was my gaming releases for this month.
I have my first batch of miscellaneous, and box office Hoppers earned $13.2 million in its domestic opening day, becoming the biggest opening day for any original animated film in years. It opened with $88 million worldwide, surpassing previous projections, and it's the biggest opening weekend for an original animated film since Coco, 2017. It earned $28.5 million in its second domestic weekend, only a 37.1% drop from its opening weekend. And as of this morning, it has passed $240 million worldwide and is currently at $252.3 million. On the other hand, The Bride opened with $7.3 million domestically and is expected to be one of the biggest box office bombs of 2026 with a $90 million budget. And as of Wednesday, which had not changed that much at all since this morning, it's at 23.2. On the other hand of that, Project Hail Mary earned $12 million in domestic previews, which is the biggest previews number of 2026 so far. Earned $33.1 million in its domestic opening day, which is the biggest opening day ever for any non-franchise film. Opened with $80.6 million domestically, which is the second biggest opening for a non-franchise film, just $2.4 million behind Oppenheimer. Earned $141 million worldwide in its opening weekend, which is the biggest opening of 2026 so far. Amazon MGM's biggest opening and one of the biggest global openings for a non-franchise film ever. It's tracking to earn an impressive $55 million in its second domestic weekend, only a 31% drop, and it's currently at $184.8 million. In Glenn Powell news, for the third episode in a row, Stavros Halkias will star alongside him in Judd Apatow's new film, and as of recording this, announced yesterday, he has been cast as Fox McCloud in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I was shocked and also very happy to hear.
Yeah, Trent and I were talking a lot about this. Fox being there, like there was a screenshot or something from
Of
a
like his
preview
arm or something like that?
a while ago of what looked like his gun on his like, pants. Like it was very close to like what it looks like in Smash and stuff. And everyone was like maybe. And I was in the camp that it was just like Toad has a backpack through it because he's becoming like Captain Toad in the movie or whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, it's a reference. Like it's on Toad's backpack that he's now taken off to like walk and look at something because they're all looking at something in that shot. And so I was like, it's just a reference. Like he got the gun from somewhere, and then they do that poster a week before the movie's out, and there's the people that are like, "Why didn't they? I'm so mad that they spoiled this." And it's like, well, it's marketing. They're announcing Glenn Powell's in it. It's just it was gonna happen anyway, regardless of whether or not people guessed it was there.
Imagine if I'm watching it though, and I go, "Is that Glenn Powell?" In a Chris Pratt movie?
And so,
My two worlds are lining up.
And this is definitely a way Nintendo going like, how can we garner interest in some of our smaller franchises?
Yeah.
Let's put them in the Mario movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
Rob, and I'll get to it later.
Well, I mean, Rob's more of a like
Nintendo.
That was one of those cameos like before the Star Fox one was announced. Rob and Pikmin were the cameos where I was like, that makes sense. Pikmin pop up in other Nintendo stuff all the time. Yeah. Like they're kind of like. I think Miyamoto explained once that Pikmin can exist because they're so tiny, they can just exist in any Nintendo universe.
I mean, there was a statue or something like that. In the
they pop up in like all over Super Mario, the Universal.
Yeah,
they're all over the place. Like they're just little like because they're so tiny and the nature of their existence, it's kind of easy to put them in anything as a reference. Yeah, and so that was like okay, sure. And then Rob being so like that's like okay, you know, a robot. There's not really like a lot.
Goat.
And so. Anyway, but then Fox showed up. I'm like, oh no, they're actually serious about this, and so it'd be interesting if this leads to like some kind of Star Fox movie
with Glenn Powell, dude. I'm so there.
It's just Top Gun with,
dude, right?
With animals in
Glenn
space.
Powell being cast as pilots is now 3 for 3.
Because you know what Star Fox's story is. Fox McCloud is like a space pilot. Like they go and they do like dogfights in space.
Yeah, I know about that.
And they're usually against mercenaries like Wolf and but Fox's father was also like an ace space pilot, and he disappears, and you don't. And so he has this like. Such a good story. He has this drive to be as good as legendary as his father. Yeah, he is. There's Falco, who's like. Just like I'll do what I want, newbie kind of character, and then there's Peppy, the peppy hair, who's like, oh, I flew with your father, and you're anyway. It's just
it's like a whole ragtag ensemble kind of thing.
But here's the thing about all of this is that it's all like pieced together throughout all these games. I think the first game with like a story was like maybe the Nintendo 64 one, and then a couple of the GameCube ones, but like. Giving these characters an opportunity to have like a full movie would be cool because Fox definitely would benefit from that. Story. Star Fox is a franchise. It's one of those ones where Nintendo's not done the best with keeping them relevant. Mm-hmm. So it'd be
and now they might. Yeah. Now they might.
Now they might have plans to keep it relevant.
Yes. More on the Super Mario Galaxy movie later. In new announcements, Drew Goddard reveals that they're developing a new Matrix movie. Zombies 5 is in the works. Milo Manheim and Meg Donald will be executive producers, but not reprise their roles. A Game of Thrones movie is in the works of Warner Brothers. A sequel to The Wild Robot is officially moving forward. Lamorne Morris has been cast as Garfield in a new Garfield 2D animated series for Paramount Plus. 3 new Pixar movies were announced, I think the day before Hopper's released. A 3rd movie in the Monsters, Inc. universe is in the works. I'm not calling it Monsters, Inc. 2 or Monsters, Inc. 3 because it is not. Oh No, Ghost Market, an original film inspired by Asian myths about supernatural bazaars where the living and dead interact, and the studio's first ever musical film directed by Dami Shi from Turning Red. That'll be interesting for that. Arnold Schwarzenegger has revealed that a Conan the Barbarian sequel is in the works, with Christopher McQuarrie set to write and direct. A live-action Tinkerbell series is in the works at Disney+. James Wan is set to direct an English-language reimagining of The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil. Michael Sarnowski from A Quiet Place Day One is reportedly being eyed to direct the Alien Romulus sequel. A Family Guy spinoff titled Stewie is in the works and will follow Stewie as he goes on adventures through space and time with his preschool friends and a turtle.
Do you think that means do you think that means like Stewie's just not going to show up on the main show anymore, like with Cleveland Brown?
He just periodically.
No, not even like periodically.
Cleveland Brown's not on it
Cleveland
anymore?
Brown when the Cleveland Brown show was a thing. I think he was in 2.
Okay.
I think he was in 2 episodes
Through
during
the
that
whole run?
like 3 or 4 season run where
And then he came back later.
Where they came back later. Like they treated it like an actual
Like he's gone.
Like he's gone. Like he moved. Like
Yeah.
canonically he moved. He visited for like 2 episodes. There was a crossover and another but he moved.
Yeah.
And so I'm just wondering if they're gonna do that with Stewie too.
Do you think Family Guy could be without Stewie?
Oh, I probably not. You can only make so many Lois stories before
Exactly.
everyone's like, "Oh, we get it."
And Brian and
She's
Peter.
groceries. Like
She's grocery.
that's an actual show. The joke the show
Oh.
makes. I can't remember what season it was. It would have been when Game of Thrones was first taken off.
Yeah.
But there's an episode. It's a Lois focused story, and Stewie like looks at the screen. He's like, "Yeah, this is a Lois episode." You know, I hear Game of Thrones is on right now.
He goes to watch it.
Yeah.
That'd be so good. K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 has been officially announced by Netflix. A Firefly animated series in the works with all the main cast expected to reprise their roles. Gabriel LaBelle has been cast in Not Safe for Life from director Keith Schofield. Film follows a man who takes on a group of internet trolls to defend the honor of a girl who doesn't even know he exists. A Payday film or TV series is being planned, and for those of you who don't know, that is the video game, not the candy bar. Marlon Wayans and Keke Palmer will star in a new romantic action comedy, Ride or Die. A reboot of 13 Going on 30 is in the works of Netflix with Emily Bader and Logan Lerman set to star and Jennifer Garner executive producing. A live-action Cinderella film focused on Cinderella's evil stepsisters is in the works at Disney with Akiva Schaffer set to direct from The Naked Gun. Josh Hartnett will star in White Lies, the first film from director Oliver Stone in a decade. A sequel movie to Lord of the Rings trilogy is officially in the works, where the synopsis being 14 years after the passing of Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin set out to retrace the first steps of their adventure. Meanwhile, Sam's daughter Eleanor has discovered a long-buried secret and is determined to uncover why the War of the Ring was very nearly lost before it even began. Stephen Colbert and his son are co-writing the script. Adam Sandler and Willem Dafoe will star in Scott Cooper's next film, Time Out, for Netflix. Ryan Gosling is set to star in a new film directed by the Daniels, Behind Everything Everywhere All at Once. A Faith the Unholy Trinity movie is in the works. Tom Hanks, Bad Bunny, and Coleman Domingo are set to star in a new baseball film, The Comeback, directed by Mario Heller. And Hudson Williams and Dylan O'Brien are officially set to star in Apparatus, a new dark comedic thriller from director Sophia Benzaf. That is all for my first batch of news.
In my gaming news, like I said, I kind of condensed it down to things that are interesting to talk about for us specifically. High Guard shut down on March 12th after less than 2 months of launching, which I was kind of dead on arrival. Reception to its announcement wasn't great, and it's terrible because it's going to result in the loss of jobs. But it's also like at the same time, you can it just didn't seem very interesting.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, they set themselves up for failure by having them be the last announcement of the Game Awards. Like that's usually like the big like dogs. Last year it was a new game from Watchdog. Like it's like, and then it's another, hero shooter kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's, and so An Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake was announced.
Yes.
Xbox teased its next console project, Project Helix. Moses and Plato, Last Train to Clawville, releases April 14th on PC. Falcom has announced that a new game in the Dragon Slayer series is in development in celebration of the franchise's 45th anniversary. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight moved its release date up by a week to May 22nd. Minecraft Dungeons 2 has been announced, releasing this fall. Penny Parker will be playable in Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. She rounds out the Amazing Guardians team with Star-Lord, Spider-Man, and Miss Marvel. Which I'm like, that just... Is it not weird, though?
That is a wild line.
Because the X-Men team makes sense.
Yeah, you get
and then like everyone was
in
trying
there.
to piece together like what the other characters would be, and they even thought even if they do add Penny Parker, it'd be like a Spider-Man team. Like maybe it's a Spider-Verse team or something. And or if
Spider-Man?
it was Spider-Man and Miss Marvel together, then that would mean maybe they'll do like some kind of weird Defenders or street level heroes kind of thing. No,
But Miss Marvel, Star-Lord, Spider-Man, and Penny Parker?
Yeah. It's almost like they're the others. Like they like wanted to include them, but they didn't want to like
Make
do
a
a
whole
full
team.
other like Guardians team or Spider, And
sure
it
the other
also
one's
begs
gonna
the
be
question like, is Venom going to be in this game?
Exactly, because that would have been a good one. With, like,
Although I
Spider-Man,
have
Venom,
heard
Penny Parker.
they're trying to do character other than like major characters. They're trying to do characters that haven't been in Marvel fighting games before, which would make sense. But it still feels like you could have made a team up that makes sense. It kind of makes me wonder what the other teams like. We were kind of speculating a Midnight Suns like. Are they just going to do like, oh, it's the Midnight Vengers, and it's just like Blade, Ghost Rider, Iron Man, and Captain America or something like that? So
Amazing Guardians, is that what they're called?
the Amazing Guardians, yeah.
That's wild.
Musical combat series Everhood is receiving a new roguelike co-op game titled Everhood Hunters on PC and Switch in 2027. Body hiding multiplayer game We Are So Cooked was announced, releasing later this year. Abyssus set a release window of summer 2026. We Are So Cooked would have to be like a group
Absolutely, dude.
game.
Absolutely.
We got to get you a computer you can play it on.
Yes.
Will Follow the Light set a release date of April 28th on PC, Xbox, and PS5. Stupid Never Dies received another trailer and confirmed a 2026 release window on PC and PS5. That was one of the trailers you missed after you left during the Game Awards of like the early 2000s song while the zombie and the girl like... It's about a zombie who falls in love with a human girl and then goes on an adventure to save her or something.
Like
Warm
Disney
Bodies,
Zombies?
the video game.
Just kidding.
Wise Memoir Revelations in Celceta launches April 28th on Switch. Revamp was revealed, a tower defense game about playing as Dracula and setting traps in your castle to defeat vampire hunters. I think it's described as like a reverse Castlevania, because Castlevania is about exploring Dracula's castle, and so it's the reverse. You're Dracula and you're setting up the monsters to take down the vampire slayers.
I love that.
Looks very interesting. Jay and Silent Bob Chronic Blunt Punch releases on all major platforms on 4/20. Cult classic point-and-click FMV game The Seventh Guest is receiving a full remake this year on all major platforms, including revamped puzzles, fully realized environments, and newly re-recorded video performances. The original was a groundbreaking like quote-unquote horror game for the time. And it's gotten several remasters and like spiritual sequels and stuff, but a full remake, it'd be interesting to see, especially because because a lot of what a remake would lose from it is a very controlled game of like, you're the first person point and click where you click an arrow, you go into the next room. Like you're kind of like first person looking around, but it's not a 3D exploration game because obviously at the time games weren't like that.
Yeah.
But it's also because of that, the story is written in such a way that when you enter new rooms, you're basically watching these cutscenes happen in real time as you're solving puzzles and things, where making it a game that you can explore in 3D. I don't know if they're going to be doing that or if they're going to just just have to deal with the criticism and keep it stuck on rails, or I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how it turns out. I'm a little skeptical. And then in the Nintendo corner, Mario's Tennis and Mario Clash were added to the NSO Virtual Boy app March 10th alongside Mario vs. Donkey Kong and the GBA app. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book releases May 21st. It got a overview trailer. I did predict that a Nintendo game would be releasing on May 21st, so that's a half point. But I was talking to Trent. I have been so wrong the rest of this year. I have been so wrong. Like I might have to go back and listen to my predictions and give myself half points for like,
Yeah.
well, I put this game here, but it could be,
Yeah.
see if I said anything like that to try to get my points up. But no, I think I am like 0.5 for 18 right now.
Oh, no.
Like I'd have to actually sit down and do this
Oh,
math,
no.
but it looks interesting. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. This book crash lands on Yoshi Island, and he's like, inside me are environments with monsters, and so every level is you're like researching creatures as Yoshi, and
Yeah.
like you're like basically like kind of sandboxing a little of like, well, I fed this creature an apple and it does like it's
Yeah. Yeah.
looks cute. It has like a cute art style, and it'll
Yeah.
be interesting to see if you can play as other Yoshi colors because they've only ever shown green Yoshi, but all the other Yoshi colors are there in the opening cutscene. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it seems cute. But Nintendo also announced that beginning with this release, digital and physical game releases in the United States, at least, I don't know anywhere else, will have differing prices. So physical will be $10 more than digital. For the game, which is kind of something people have said. Why haven't companies been doing this sooner?
I feel like that's normal.
It's not normal.
It's not?
No, if you pay $60 for a game physically, you're paying $60 for it physically, or for digitally. Like it's.
It feels like it should be normal. Like you're paying digital.
This
you're
is
paying less for digital.
This is the first time, other than like independent games, like indie games,
Yeah.
finding ways to get their games physically. This is the first time that like major studios are differing prices between physical and digital games.
That is wild. I'm thinking of consoles.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of consoles.
you're thinking of consoles, not games.
Yeah. It makes. It would make sense that digital.
Because it makes sense
cheaper.
that you're also paying manufacturing costs for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
disc and the box and
Yeah.
stuff. So now Nintendo's doing that because of various reasons that we've touched on before. But
Yeah.
Kena Bridge of Spirits is being ported to Switch 2 March 26th. And then Bellabelle Park Expansion Switch 2 edition of Mario Bros. Wonder got an overview trailer ahead of its release on March 26th. This showcased new boss fights with the Koopalings, the Flower Pot power-up, and challenge levels with Captain Toad, as well as another look at the multiplayer games. And that is my gaming news.
I have my miscellaneous mentionables. This movie, neither one of us are going to see or want to see, but I put it in here just because. We got a first look at Jiminy Cricket, voiced by Robert Englund in Pinocchio Unstrung. God of War announced some castings. Modi will be played by Louis Cunningham, and Sonya Walger has been cast as Freya. Lee Isaac Chung is no longer directing the Ocean's prequel movie due to creative differences, with Bradley Cooper is now being eyed to write and direct, as he is also starring alongside Margot Robbie. Our Super Mario Galaxy news, we got our new poster and our first look at Wart. And that was a couple days before we got the final trailer, which featured our first look at Rob, as well as announcing new castings as Donald Glover as Yoshi, which I saw that Jack Black said he campaigned to be Yoshi.
Yeah.
Issa Rae as Honey Queen and Luis Guzman as Wart. We haven't seen anything of Issa Rae yet. We've
No.
seen the line of Wart.
It's wild to announce a casting, and like to point it out, which means that they're at least a major enough character, kind of
Yeah.
like Cranky Kong in the first movie.
Yeah.
He was announced as a casting, and he's
Armisen,
in
but then-
2 scenes.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, so that she's probably going to be a major
their
enough
own little
character,
scene.
and then but not show even what she looks like is interesting.
Yeah.
We know what one of her guards look like
Yeah, exactly.
because of that
video.
that video that came out where like rapid flash of all
Yeah.
the different.
Yeah. And for those of you who are worried, you probably seen, if you're listening to this, Donald Glover does not sound like Donald Glover. He sounds
No.
like Yoshi.
He's doing a Yoshi voice that's also digitally pitched up.
Yeah.
So it's
So
but it's still like
I'm waiting for the Danny Trejo boots. Scene.
I told you. I hope there's not a scene like that because I don't think it'd be funny.
I don't want to be it, but I'm like knowing it modern. I'm like, well, probably.
But I don't know. I'm glad he got his because at least it means he's got passion for it. Like,
Yeah.
like Brie
Kinda
Larson.
like Brie Larson, yeah, as Rosalina.
And you notice in all the marketing, if they do any like Mario trivia stuff, it's all been like Anya Taylor-Joy, Brie Larson, and Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah.
Like any other stuff, it's like Chris Pratt and Charlie Day probably have played. I mean, you saw. Look, nothing on Chris Pratt. I don't think he's played a Mario game in his life.
No, probably not. He doesn't strike me as the guy who
Stomping.
plays that.
Koopas.
Yeah. Stomping Kubas.
I missed that meme format when that was first announced because people were like, he's playing Link in the Zelda movie, and it's like I spent my childhood slashing Octoroks. Where it's just
it's wild.
although Jack Black, I'm surprised because he is actually a gamer,
Yeah,
but maybe he's just not much of a.
I feel like they're. Well, I was about to say they're focusing on the new ones, but then Keegan Michael and Anya were there for the first one. Anyway, we'll both be seeing this in a week.
But it is so funny. Did you see that video I'm talking about with the three of them in
Yeah.
it? They're doing trivia, and then like,
and they get like one word to guess the character.
yeah, and it was all like, I wouldn't say obscure, but it
Yeah.
was like obscure enough to
Yeah.
where like,
They go pink, and Anya Taylor's like peach, and they're like no. She's like,
and then like they did Mega Leg, and like you could see everyone but Bree get like visually mad that they're doing
Yeah.
like not just the major characters. It's like
Bree's like,
Mega Leg, and
I know this. Oh, I love that.
it's just so funny to watch
Oh,
stuff like that where it's like, oh,
you know they're not educated.
yeah, not nerds like Brie Larson explicitly is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We also got our first look at Pikmin, and as we previously mentioned, our first look at Fox McCloud, voiced by Glenn Powell. It was revealed that Pixar scrapped an original film titled Be Free, which is 3 years into development before being canceled. It followed two girl best friends who go through a platonic breakup, and one of the girls had a connection with fantastical characters who were described as Sailor Moon-esque. We got another casting for the Tangled live action. Catherine Hahn will play Mother Gothel, which means all three of those castings so far, I will say, absolute cinema. And speaking of castings, we got the full round out of the Scooby-Doo cast. Paul Walter Hauser is being eyed to play Scooby's owner, but then it was revealed that Maxwell Jenkins has been cast as Fred, Abby Ryder Fortson has been cast as Velma, and Tanner Hagen has been cast as Shaggy. For those of you who don't know who Abby Ryder Fortson is, she was... what's her name?
Ant-Man's daughter. She's Scott's daughter in
Cassie.
Yeah.
Cassie Lang.
She's
in
the
first two.
first Cassie.
Yeah.
She's not the second or third Cassie.
Yeah. Let's forget there a second.
Yeah, because of the time skip, and then instead of using
Catherine
her, they
Newton.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's going to round out our Mystery Inc. which I'm solid.
Yeah, solid.
Solid. I'm excited to see where this goes.
And I saw someone point out that the original age gap of the Scooby Gang from like the production notes of the original 1969 series, their age gaps of the actors in this are similar. Like Velma's the youngest, Daphne and Fred are like kind of close in age, and then Shaggy's the oldest.
Okay. So it makes sense. Yeah.
I might have gotten Shaggy and Fred backwards, but either way, like the age gaps are
Yeah. We're with the age gaps of the
similar,
real people.
so it's kind of cool. I can just tell you because we know what the series is about. That Paul Walter Hauser's character,
Scooby's
he's
owner.
probably
the dead guy.
or he's a major suspect.
Yeah. Being Scooby's owner.
So
Yeah. Kate Winslet has been cast as a female lead in Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum. Universal Pictures is extending their theatrical windows for all of their films. Theaters will now get a minimum of 5 weeks exclusivity, which will be increased to 7 in January 2027. I love that. The Buffy the Vampire Slayer sequel series no longer happening as Hulu's decided not to move forward with it. Saturday Night Live UK revealed its first 3 hosts being Tina Fey, Jamie Dornan, and Riz Ahmed. Patrick Wilson has been cast as Abby's father in The Last of Us Season 3. We got some new release dates for Disney films. A sequel to the live-action Lilo and Stitch remake will release on May 26, 2028, followed a couple weeks later by the release of The Incredibles 3 on June 16th, 2028. Oh No, Ghost Market will release on March 10th in 2028, and Coco 2 will reportedly release on November 21st, 2029. Sonic the Hedgehog 4, we got some new reveals. The official cast returns include Ben Schwartz, Jim Carrey, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, Idris Elba, Keanu Reeves, James Marsden, Tika Sumpter, and Lee Majub, with new cast including Kristen Bell as Amy, as previously mentioned, Matt Berry and Richard Ayoade as humans, and then Ben Kingsley and Nick Offerman as voice roles. Ben Kingsley and Nick Offerman as voice roles, which means Big the Cat. Oh, you got anything to say about that?
no, I think I think you said enough about Big the Cat in the past.
I have.
Yeah. talk about wanting to do video essays. Jake could do video essays on a character where he's played one game in the franchise.
And that alone being a Mario and Sonic Olympic game.
Yeah.
It's not even a Sonic game. Kirsten Dunst has been cast as Alex in a Minecraft movie 2 and in The Housemaid 2 as a different character, obviously. And we got our first trailer for the Harry Potter series.
That would be a weird crossover.
It would.
Minecraft
Alex
and
in The Housemaid 2. Oh no.
Just like finding a hidden room.
It's the housemaid. Open the door and it's Sydney Sweeney.
No, I was just saying Sydney Sweeney's like running around the
Oh,
house
yes,
looking
yes,
for
yes,
a like looking for like a secret room or something. You just hear
It's Jack Black. Oh my goodness. And
welcome to Space Jam 3.
Loki.
Don Cheadle robot is deleting us all again. You want to help?
I forgot he was in that movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's the main bad guy.
And you saw how much I remember from that movie. In lieu of the last time I'll probably do this, in lieu of birthdays and certain dates, I do have our last two awards of the season. 30-second Actor Award winners, which are the SAG Awards. Sinners won Best Actor for Michael B. Jordan and Best Cast. And then Jessie Buckley won Best Actress for Hamnet. Best Supporting Actor went to Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. Best Supporting Actress went to Amy Madigan in Weapons. Best Stunt Ensemble Film went to Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning. On the TV side, The Pit won Best Actor Drama for Noah Wyle and Best Cast Drama. The Studio won Best Actor in a Comedy for Seth Rogen. Best Actress in a Comedy for Catherine O'Hara, which is beautiful to watch. And then Best Cast Comedy, a Best Actor, TV Movie or Limited Series went to Owen Cooper for Adolescence. Best Actress in a TV Movie or Limited Series went to Michelle Williams for Dying for Sex. Best Actress in a Drama went to Kerry Russell for The Diplomat. And Best Stunt Ensemble TV Series went to The Last of Us. And then in the 98th Academy Awards, multiple winners included One Battle After Another, winning Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor for Sean Penn, Best Casting, Best Director for Paul Thomas Anderson, and Best Adapted Screenplay, both with Paul Thomas Anderson, and Best Film Editing. Sinners winning Best Actor for Michael B. Jordan, Best Original Screenplay for Ryan Coogler, Best Cinematography, and Best Original Score. Frankenstein winning Costume Design, Makeup and Hairstyling, and Production Design. K-Pop Demon Hunters winning Animated Feature and Original Song for Golden. As well as Jessie Buckley winning Best Actress for Hamnet, Amy Madigan winning Best Supporting Actress for Weapons, Best Animated Short Film going to The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Best Documentary Feature going to Mr. Nobody Against Putin, Best Documentary Short Film being All the Empty Rooms, Best International Feature Film being Sentimental Value from Norway, Best Sound going to F1, Best Visual Effects going to Avatar Fire and Ash, and for the 8th time in Oscars history, we got a double tie. Best Live Action Short Film, surprisingly second time for this category, going to The Singers and Two People Exchanging Saliva. And that is my news apart from comics.
In my anime news, we got some premieres. April 2026, April 1st, The Strongest Job is apparently not a hero or sage, but an appraiser, provisional. The Food Diary of Miss Maid, Reborn as a Vending Machine Season 3, and the beginning after the end Season 2. April 2nd, Monster Eater Light, Petals of Reincarnation, and Killed Again, Mr. Detective, all premiere. April 4th, Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun Season 4 premieres. April 7th, I Made Friends with the Second Prettiest Girl in My Class. April 8th, ReZero, Starting Life in Another World Season 4. April 9th, Scenes from Awajima. April 10th, Fist of the North Star, Hokuto no Ken. April 12th, Mission Yakuzara Family Season 2 and The Classroom of a Black Cat and Witch premiere. April 14th, I Want to End This Love Game premieres. And April 16th, Dandelion premieres. In July, Saga of the Tanya the Evil Season 2, Grand Blue Dreaming Season 3, and Hanari-san Still Wants to Fight in the Next Life premiere. July 2nd, The Exiled Heavy Knight Knows How to Game the System premieres. July 4th, Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoa Exceeds Gunblaze Vengeance. That's a lot of words. July 5th, Jobless Reincarnation Season 3 premieres. And in October, Reincarnated as a Sword Season 2, Suikoden the Anime, Hotel Inhumans Season 2, So What's Wrong with Getting Reincarnated as a Goblin, The Detective is Already Dead Season 2, Ranma 1/2 Season 3. October 4th, we have Oshi Season 2, Aoshi Season 2. I'm going to start that over. On October 4th, we had Aoshi Season 2 and Blue Box Season 2. In January 2027, Inherit the Winds and Shangri-La Frontier Season 3 will premiere. And in announcements, The Dangers of My Heart Season 3, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 4, Oshi no Ko Season 4, and Sentenced to be a Hero Season 2 are all in development. I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World. It became unrivaled in the Real World 2. Season 2 is in production. And an anime adaptation of Fungus and Iron is in development. The Skull Dragon's Precious Daughter is getting an anime adaptation. And From Far Away is getting an anime adaptation. And that is my anime news.
And comics on DC, this is how long I feel like this month has been, because I forgot this happened this month. We got our first trailer for Lanterns, which featured our first look at Hal Jordan's suit, a new look at Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler as Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, respectively, which looked pretty good for what we got. I mean, we didn't get much of like the...
I'm not a
space
fan
side
of the
things.
costume design, but like everything else, like, and obviously there was actually, and he got some backlash from this from other people working at DC, but one of the directors in an interview or like creative leads interview said something about like the green and Green Lantern sound so dumb, so that's why it's just called Lanterns or something. I can't remember what the whole quote was, but he basically... This is the first DC project that we're not getting full, like I would say, passion put into it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, a little bit of a embarrassment of being a comic book show.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm sure it's still going to be good. I'm very excited for Green Lanterns to have something, but there is a little bit of it where some of the design choices make sense of like, oh, you don't want to be working on a comic book movie kind of thing. But hopefully...
You want to be working on a buddy cop true detective show.
Yeah, and hopefully it's not so bad that it damages Green Lanterns even further because I want... Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's people with some story decisions where I'm like, okay, what, it makes sense that they're nitpicking.
Yeah. If you're going to like call it just Lanterns, be like, it's because there's more, there's Lantern core.
Yeah, and maybe that's the whole point is that it's about the discovery of other Lantern colors.
Yeah.
Like that may be why it being called Lanterns, but like...
Which is weird because in the thing he says like, oh yeah, there's more, I'm the only human, there's alien, or not the only human, but there's aliens, there's a squirrel, which I'm like, surely at that point there's more.
Yeah, no... I'm saying taking the green out of the lanterns would imply that there's the existence of yellow lanterns and orange lanterns.
That's what I was saying.
And they are not part of the same Green Lantern Corps.
Oh, they're not?
No. The Green Lanterns are the police. The Yellow Lanterns are the bad guys. The Red Lanterns are even more bad guys. They're all different corps separate from each other.
I did not know this.
That's why.
That's where our confusion is in.
You made a profound statement on accident.
Yeah, exactly. Because you said, you're like, yeah, I mean, there's more. I'm like, that's what I was saying. Like, no, there's not.
There are other aliens in the Green Lantern Corps, and Hal Jordan. But people are like, what about Guy Gardner? Well, A, some people might not respect Guy Gardner to call himself a human, and B, in some parts of the comics, Guy Gardner is half alien. So there.
Yeah.
Nerd.
I figured you just said something profound, didn't even mean to. Well, yeah. Kind of keeping with Green Lanterns, and Man of Tomorrow is revealed that Aaron Pierre will return as Jon Stewart. On the Marvel side of things, Daredevil Born Again, before it premiered, got a first look at Royce Johnson as returning as Brett Mahoney, first look at Tony Dalton returning as Swordsman, a first poster for Kingpin, and then season 2 premiered on March 24th. We're back. We're so back. It was so good. I forgot that they did this in the first one, but whenever he's like using his senses to like hone in on what he's looking for, it goes from like widescreen to like full screen zoomed out, and then it just like zoomed in again, even smaller on like what he was looking for. Love it how he's using his senses. I love Daredevil. I can glaze Daredevil all day long, as you know. Very excited for the 2 episodes next week. Tomorrow, by the time this episode comes out. Spider Noir, we got a new look, and it was revealed that it's not a continuation of the same Spider-Man Noir from the Spider-Verse films, saying, quote, it's a different flavor of that character. Mick Giacchino from The Penguin will compose the score for Vision Quest. I believe he's also the son of Michael Giacchino. Wonder Man was renewed for season 2. The Punisher One Last Kill was revealed to be the title of the Punisher special. We got our first poster, and also revealed that it will release on May 12th on Disney Plus, 1 week after the Daredevil Born Again season 2 finale. It will bridge the gap between the end of Daredevil Born Again season 1 and what Punisher's up to in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm very excited for that. And then speaking of Spider-Man Brand New Day, we got our first trailer release, which features our first look at the Punisher, Scorpion, Tarantula, Boomerang, The Hand, and Bruce Banner, as well as our first look at Tramell Tillman. Official synopsis says 4 years after the events of No Way Home, Peter is now an adult living entirely alone, having voluntarily erased himself from the lives and memories of those he loves. Crime fighting in New York that no longer knows his name, he's devoted himself entirely to protecting his city, a full-time Spider-Man. But as the demands on him intensify, the pressure sparks a surprising physical evolution that threatens his existence, even as a strange new pattern of crimes gives rise to one of the most powerful threats he has ever faced. What did you think about the trailer?
I'm intrigued.
I loved it.
Very excited. I have my theories on certain storylines they're pulling
one
from.
that you told me.
There's a couple. Like, I don't think they're one-to-one pulling, because then they'd have to like bring a lot there, because the storyline they're pulling from is a crossover.
Yeah.
Not Brand New Day.
Oh, different one?
Brand New Day is the title. It's called.
I remember the Brand New Day comic had what, Mr. Negative?
One Day More.
One Day More. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Or One More Day.
Yeah.
Is the comic. But no, this one is called The Other. And it's about Spider-Man going through a metamorphosis and then other things going on. And it's kind of like, you read the synopsis and you're like, that's it. It was just kind of like there's no like big major problem.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of tiny problems while he's also dealing with this, but it's a crossover in that he's like dying and the other Avengers help him and Iron Man getting like, there's different things where it's like they cannot one-to-one pull from this, because they'd get into the cosmic. They'd be introducing the idea of Spider-Man's powers not coming from only science, but also some spider god thing that like it is a whole thing that I don't think the MCU is equipped to be introducing. But there are story beats they could be putting in there that I feel like there's those rumors of like maybe Hulk being savage again and like there being a scene. I think it's going to be the other way around, because at some point in the original story, Peter loses his like control over himself, like his spider half takes over.
Spider kind of? That's what Trey thinks.
Yeah, and it could be the one where he turns into a man spider, like an actual man spider, but I feel then like we're getting 8-armed Toby, 8-armed Toby Maguire, 8-armed Tom Holland.
Which would be
it'd be interesting. But I feel like they're maybe mixing those two storylines.
Yeah.
But imagine he loses control and is like just kind of like what he did with Green Goblin. Like he's about to be killing this guy, and it takes Punisher, Hulk, and Daredevil to fight him off.
Dude, I hope Daredevil. And there's those two shots where it's like
he's confirmed to be in it.
Daredevil? No.
Isn't
No.
Charlie Cox confirmed to be?
No, huh?
Hold on.
I would have known about this.
Hold on. Look. Okay, Charlie Cox has denied involvement.
Yeah.
But he's expected.
Expected. That's what it is. Because there are those two scenes with a hand in the trailer where it's like, it's kind of like the Sandman lizard thing.
Hulk and Punisher fighting him off.
Now, I will say, I want Daredevil in it so bad, because I want that Daredevil Spider-Man team up.
Yeah.
But there are those two scenes with a hand where it's very clearly someone else is in there. And I'm like, of course they'd edit out Daredevil, because Born Again just premiered.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to wait to reveal that till after it's over if he's in it. But I do like that Hulk, Daredevil, and Punisher
having to like calm Spider-Man down. Yeah.
Which Sadie Sink's the character, you see it flip through minds, like 3 different people in the one scene, and I hope it's not Jean Grey.
Sadie Sink could be Jean Grey, because
she would be a good Jean Grey. If this were an X-Men movie and they cast her as Jean Grey, I'm like, that's fine. I like it. I love it. I don't want Jean Grey in a Spider-Man movie, especially that we just got him away from everybody else. Well, I said that whenever
Hulk and Punisher's in this.
That's where I'm like,
that's too late.
I know, but
they're gonna. They're already saying they're introducing the X-Men not in their own movie first. So Jean Grey popping up here, I feel like they can do it in such a way to where it's okay.
I don't know.
Man, I'm just like, oh man, it just sucks to have the Fantastic Four and introduce like She-Hulk or something. Like, man, the X-Men are here and they're introducing the Brotherhood of Mutants. Like, oh,
are you making fun of me right now?
Yes.
How dare you? I know I have more news. I'm not going to say it. So you apologize.
I'm just saying that Marvel has done this before. They've introduced major characters.
Are they? But are we going to make her like a villain before doing the Phoenix storyline?
They could. She could be being manipulated by the Hand or something.
DOD. I did say people think the Department of Damage Control is going to be like the big thing because they're in Wonder Man.
They're in Wonder Man, and so it could be a DOC thing. They could be,
Yeah.
because there is something in
Which
the
would make
comics where
sense to me
there's
if she's
something-
being used.
Yeah, there's something in the movie or in the trailer where people are like losing control, like of something.
Exactly, because it flips through. He opens a tank and it's being driven by an old woman.
Yeah,
and then the spirit.
it could be a psychic, or it could be a spin on the character Tracer, who was introduced in the other storyline as a person that has control over technology.
Yeah.
So,
And we're saying this as if that character that they didn't even wholly reveal is Jean Grey.
yeah.
But
She could
because
be playing another
will,
psychic.
but she will be in Secret Wars, so it makes sense if she's Jean Grey.
She could be playing another psychic.
Yeah. Anyway,
Charlie Xavier. It's just they're gender bending. Sadie Sink is playing a gender bent Charles Xavier.
people will be so mad. Oh, dude.
Anyway,
I want that to be true now. Anyway,
is this the first argument on the podcast?
is it?
I mean, not real argument, but just us.
You making fun of me?
Yeah.
Is this the first time he's bullied me on the pod?
Oh no, definitely not.
Not the pod. No. Did we get Trent here that yeah. Anyway, it became the biggest movie trailer launch of all time with 718.6 million views. I forget if that was within a certain time period because it's past that, as we'll say. Deadpool Wolverine is second with 365 million. It's bigger than the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer launch at 475 million. It did become the first ever trailer to pass 1 billion views on YouTube, which is insane. Marvel Studios has added 3 new untitled movies to its upcoming release slate, including July 28th, 2028, May 4th, 2029, and July 13th, 2029. And Avengers Doomsday, Louis Pullman says it doesn't end up being a cameo fest. And that is all of my news for my appearances. For the second episode, we got Daredevil Born Again, Hoppers, How to Make a Killing, Minions and Monsters, Project Hail Mary, Saturday Night Live UK, Scooby-Doo, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, and Spider Noir. Third episode includes God of War and the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Fourth episode includes Avengers Doomsday and Mr. Nobody Against Putin. Fifth episode includes Spider-Man Brand New Day. Seventh episode includes Frankenstein, Hamnet, K-Pop Demon Hunters, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. For the 8th episode in a row, we got One Battle After Another, and then Avatar Fire and Ash is on its 9th episode in a row. For celebrity deaths in March, Todd Meadows was 25, Chase Pistone was 42, Stephen Hibbert was 68, Jennifer Runyon Corman was 65, Ernie Anastos was 82, Phil Campbell was 64, Judy Pace was 83, Rex Culpepper was 22, Kiki Shepard was 74, Jordan Wright was 33, Nicholas Brendan was 54, Carrie Ann Fleming was 51, Valerie Perrine was 82, Mel Schilling was 54, Chip Taylor was 86, Marsha Ann Burrs was 85, Dash Crofts was 87, and James Tolkien was 94, and Chuck Norris was 86. My sources this week were First Showing, Deadline, Screen Rant, The Wrap, Variety, Wall Street Journal, The Arnold Fans, Empire, Esquire, Hollywood Reporter, Nexus Point News, New York Times, The Direct, Collider, Entertainment Weekly, The Numbers, and of course, Discussing Film.
My sources this week were Discussing Film, IGN, Crunchyroll, and official sites and socials of the studios mentioned today. And this week, or this month, it's not a tier list or a ranking or anything. I have a challenge for Jay.
Yes.
I have 6 moves, special moves, from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And Jay has to get, he has the roster in front of him.
Yes.
He has to guess what character the move belongs to.
Me knowing about maybe 25% of these characters.
Yeah. This one is called Limit Charge.
Hold on. Are these all from characters that I like know of? Or have like played games of? Good?
I don't know if you've played games of them.
But I know them well enough.
But
I
you
should have.
definitely know them well enough, or the name will be enough of a
recognizer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
what was
this
it again?
first one, this first one, there's 2 that I'm like, okay, Jay might have trouble with this, but I feel like it's still fun to see you squirm. This
Wow.
is just
Wow.
Mondays are for bullying Jay.
What was it again?
Limit Charge.
Okay, limit charge. I hear charge. I'm going to go through my thought
And
process.
if there's any hint, this is also a mechanic in the game they're from. Limit
Okay,
Charge.
so they have their own game.
Yes.
So it's not Rob.
No.
That was my going to be. I hear charge and I think technology. Okay, in a game they're from. I think, let me look at this. Where's she at? I feel like Samus could fit in here.
Nope.
That she's from. You didn't say she did that. You said
I
they.
said they.
Okay.
Keeping it vague.
It's not Samus. Well, you're just saying no. You don't have to say no.
Oh, sorry.
This is my thought process. Limit charge, and it's a mechanic in the game they're from. Limit. See, I think technology. It comes to mind. Obviously, Samus and Rob, but you said it's not that. Star Fox, maybe. So what are some other technology based? I almost said Snake. Maybe.
Now, there could be technology in their universe and not be solely technology based.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like Star Fox, Limit Fox. Of course, some of these I don't know what they're from. Dark Samus, but it wouldn't be that because you said it was no Samus. I'm gonna say, Snake.
Snake?
Yeah, if it's Star Fox, so help me.
Incorrect. This belongs to Cloud.
What's he from?
Final Fantasy VII?
Oh, I haven't. Where's he at?
You've seen Cloud before.
I'm trying to find it on here. It's not in alphabetical order, and that throws me off.
He is towards the bottom before it says newcomers.
Oh, okay. I see. The big sword.
Yeah.
Okay, I would not have gotten that. Is that one of the two?
That's one of the two. That I'm like, I don't know, but it's also like the character's iconic enough that I'm like, you might at least have passing knowledge of who that character is. Cloud.
No. I know Final Fantasy. Yeah. And you've said
Final
Cloud
Fantasy
before.
VII, Cloud and Sephiroth are like the two big characters that people who don't know. This one.
0 for 6.
Yeah.
Off to a great start.
This one is called Jackknife.
Is that Rob?
No. Where does Rob use a knife?
Okay, so I thought Jackknife could be like a punch move with like his uppercut that I don't use. Okay, so knife. There you go. Knife. There's Link's a sword. Toon Link. I could call those swords, but in their own respective terms. A knife. Okay, so it does have a knife.
It's called Jackknife.
Okay, Pit looks like he has a sword. I'm going off pictures for this. I don't know. Maybe Hero, Sora, maybe. You wouldn't do. Is there one from each franchise? He's like you're not repeating.
I'm not
franchises,
repeating
right?
franchises.
Okay.
Technically, I'm repeating franchises, but I'm not.
But I mean, like, because the Mario ones under Mario, but Donkey Kong's under Donkey Kong.
Yeah, kind of that.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay. So Jackknife. Let's see. Who did I say? One of the Links, specifically Toon Link. I don't think it'd be regular Link. Sora, Hero. I'm gonna go with. There's so many swords. By knife, do you mean sword or knife? You're not gonna tell me.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you it's called Jackknife. I can give you another move from this character if it's gonna help you.
Give me another move.
Okay, triangle.
That doesn't help me at all. But for some reason I went to Sora on that. I'm gonna say Sora. Was it Toon Link?
It is Wii Fit Trainer. Those are yoga moves.
I'm going to do an early prediction now that we're a third way through this. I'm not going to get any of these.
Okay, the next one is...
Jackknife is Okay, anyway. I'm upset at myself.
The next one is called Patui.
Patui?
Yeah.
Okay, so for some reason something came to mind, but it wasn't a distinct thing. I think of spitting out. I think of Kirby, obviously. Do I go with my gut and say Kirby? But also Patui, it also, maybe just because it sounds similar, I think of Banjo-Kazooie. I'm thinking of that like kind of type of character.
I would say, so with Patui, think about what that like.
A spit.
Yeah.
So it leads me to Kirby.
And then
but Piranha Plant.
And then Kirby, I will help you here. Kirby doesn't spit, he inhales.
Okay. So it's not Kirby. I feel like I've seen you play as Piranha Plant. I feel like you eat people as Piranha Plant, don't you? But spit back out is the thing. Yoshi? I don't know about Yoshi. Is it Yoshi? Is it Piranha Plant?
Correct.
Piranha Plant?
That's the little spike ball that he...
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I should get a point for that because that was one of my
That
two.
is the point.
Okay.
I'm going to give you that point.
Okay.
It's called Patui because that is the breed of piranha plant that spits out iron balls in the series. So it's
Had I not seen you play it, I would not have guessed that. If I'm being honest.
So this one.
Okay. Number 4.
Is called Sealing the Keyhole.
Sora?
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, this is the other one you might
know
not know
Sora
about,
has a
but
key.
you also know enough about Kingdom Hearts to like.
I know
He
enough
has the
that
giant
whenever
key sword.
yeah, whenever he was released, me, you, and Trey were over, and Trey was just whipping us with Sora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one is called Egg Lay.
Egglay,
Yeah.
I think of Yoshi. Eggman's not on here, is he?
No.
There's only one Sonic character on here?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a shocker. I think of Yoshi. I don't think it'd be Duck Hunt because that's more of I feel like that'd be a dog move to call it. Egglay. I don't think it'd be one of the Pokemons. Pokemon.
Pokemon. I think it's Pokemon.
Pokemons. I think Yoshi.
I think it's Pokemon like a fish. I think it's like Lego.
So it's the same,
fish,
by
so
the
it's
way.
Pokemon, yeah.
I think Yoshi. I don't think of anybody else. I'm gonna go with. I swear, this is another Wii Fit Trainer scenario. So help me, Yoshi.
Yep.
Oh yes. Okay, so I got half so far.
Yeah. And
Okay.
finally, Robo Beam.
Is that Rob?
Yep. I was looking through Rob's moves and I was like, what is a name that I'm going to be like, I can't believe he plays this character. You don't know their moves.
What's the side swipe one called?
The side swipe one.
The one
hold
that
on.
you know my go to.
Yeah. The one you don't use any of his other moves.
Hey, but you can't give me crap because I have beat you and Hayden and Trent using Rob before and only knowing one move.
So Rob's side move is called Arm Rotor.
Oh, okay. I would not have gotten that.
He also has Robo Burner
I would have obviously gotten that.
and Gyro.
I wouldn't have gotten
That's
that
when
one.
he gets the little top out. And
I don't think I've ever seen that.
there was also
Listeners, I only use one
I
move.
also so bad I want to be like up tilt. That's all, every character has an up tilt.
Up tilt.
Yeah.
You should have had all six be Rob, and by the third one, I might have gotten it. I might have gotten the guess.
Well, on that note, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those interactive things. Be sure to follow the podcast on most social medias at Mondays for Nerd and me at Sir Stumpsalot 17 or Sir Stumpsalot.
Follow me at Poe the Panda 001 or Chris M. Pratt Fan.
And we will see you all next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.